Chapter 9 Strategy for Enhancement in Food Production, video number 4. In this video, we'll be talking about Green Revolution. Children, what is Green Revolution? Before understanding that, you should remember that India is an agricultural country. Moreover, India's agriculture, in India, nearly 33% of India's GDP is based on agriculture, and it employs about 62% of our population. Now, after independence, the main challenge was to increase the yield per unit area from the existing farmland. Now, obviously, you cannot increase the farmland. Farmland is going to be the same, but you have to increase the yield per unit area. So, there were many high yielding varieties developed in about mid 1960s, as a result of the plant breeding technique, which dramatically increased the food production of our country, and this was known as Green Revolution. Children, if we know who did this, it was M.S. Swaminathan. He is known as the father of Green Revolution in India, whereas Norman E. Borlaug, he is the father of Green Revolution of the world. Let us talk first about wheat and rice. Between 1960 to 2000, the production of wheat increased from 11 million tons to 75 million tons, and rice increased from 35 million tons to 89.5 million tons. So you can see better how much it increased. Drastically it increased. This was due to Green Revolution. Now, this increase was due to this increase in production was due to the introduction of semi-drop variety of wheat and rice. Semi-drop variety of wheat and rice was introduced in India, which increased the production. Now this semi-drop wheat was developed by Norman E. Borlaug, who is known as the father of Green Revolution of the world. And he developed the semi-drop variety of wheat at International Center for Wheat and Maize Improvement in Mexico. Then came semi-drop variety of rice. Semi-drop variety of rice was developed from IR8. It was developed from IR8, and this was developed at International Rice Research Institute, Philippines. And it was developed from Tenching Native 1, which was developed in Taiwan. Now in India, the high yielding and disease resistant wheat varieties was introduced in India in 1963. The high yielding variety and disease resistant variety of wheat, the examples are Sonalika and Kalyan Sona. Same way, talking about rice, semi-drop rice variety was introduced in India in 1966. Later on, India developed a better high-yielding variety, semi-drop variety of rice, and it is named as Jaya and Ratna. These are the examples of high-yielding semi-drop variety of rice of India. And the Indian hybrid variety of garden pea is P1542. Now let's talk about sugarcane. Children, sugarcane has two varieties, Saccharum barberi and Saccharum officiferum. Saccharum barberi was grown in North India, but it had very poor sugar content and it was very poor in yield. Whereas Saccharum officinarum was grown in South India, it never grew in North India, but it was of thicker stem and it had high sugar content, so naturally better yield. Later on, These two varieties were crossbred, and a new variety was developed which had characters like it was high yielding, thick stem, high sugar content, and moreover we were able to grow it in North India. So the new variety had all the varieties of Saccharum, officinarum, and one more additional thing, that it could be grown in North India. Now let's talk about millets. Millets, for example, maize, jowar, bajra. Hybrids of maize, jowar, bajra has been successfully developed in India. And this hybrid breeding has led to the development of high yielding variety of millet, as well as now it has also developed millets which are resistant to water stress. Children, you have to remember over here, hybrid millet was developed as to resist water stress. Now let's talk about the next topic, that is plant breeding for disease resistance. What do you mean by disease resistance? Obviously, if a plant can prevent pathogen causing disease to that plant, then you call it as it is disease resistant. Now, by developing disease resistant plant, how it is advantageous to us? Development of disease resistant crop obviously enhances the production, and the dependency on fungicide and bactericide is also reduced. Now let's see some examples of it. Causative organism like fungi causes disease like brown rust of wheat, red rot of sugarcane, late blight of potato. Causative organism like bacteria causes diseases like black rot of crucifer, blights of rice, citrus and canker. And causative organism like viruses causes diseases like tobacco mosaic and turnip mosaic. So these are the pathogens, fungi, bacteria and viruses which cause these particular diseases. Now, what are the methods by which we can produce disease resistant plant? Now there are two methods to produce disease resistant plant. One is conventional method and another is mutation breeding. Children, conventional breeding method is similar to plant breeding. All the steps are same. Whether you are producing plants which is disease resistant or you are producing plant which is for high yield, the steps remains the same in conventional breeding. Like selection and screening of germplasm for disease resistant, hybridization of selected plant, selection and evaluation of hybrids, testing and release of new varieties into the market. All these steps have been explained in the previous video number 4, under the topic plant breeding. If you have not seen that video, please see that, you will understand it. Now let us see few crops and their varieties and to which disease it is resistant. Like for example, wheat. Variety Himgiri. It is resistant to disease like leaf and stripe rust and hill bunt. Brassica, the variety Pusa Swarnim. It is resistant to disease white rust. Cauliflower variety Pusa Shubra or Pusa Snowball K1. It is resistant to disease like black rot, curl, blight, black rot. Chili, the variety of chili Pusa Sadabahar. It is resistant to disease like chili mosaic virus, tobacco mosaic virus and leaf curl. But children, developing disease resistant plant, especially developing disease resistant plant, we have two disadvantage in the conventional breeding method. One disadvantage, biggest disadvantage is that there are limited number of disease resistant genes are present in the plants. Limited number of disease resistant genes are present. Second biggest disadvantage is limited number of disease resistant genes can be identified. First of all, limited number of disease resistant genes are present. वैसे ही disease resistant genes बहुत कम है. And secondly, we cannot there is limited number of disease resistant genes which have been identified. There are many yet to be identified. So these are the two biggest disadvantage of developing disease resistant plant. Now let us talk about the second method of producing disease resistant plant, that is mutation breeding. Now let us first understand what is mutation. It is a sudden change in the gene. That is known as mutation. In chapter 5 you have already studied about mutation. So mutation is a process by which genetic variations are created through changes in the base sequence within the genes, resulting in creation of new character or trait not found in the parental type. But children, mutation can be artificially induced. So what is mutation breeding? Let's see what is mutation breeding. It is when we induce mutation artificially by using chemicals or by radiations like gamma radiation, and then selecting the plant and using it to develop desirable character. This is known as mutation breeding. All the steps which we follow, which we have studied in the conventional breeding, they will be followed. But before that, the very first step in mutational breeding will be inducing mutation in the plants. First you have to induce mutation in the plant, then that plant has to be screened for the desirable gene, and then it has to be, we have to crossbreed it. Now there are two examples where disease resistance has been incorporated through mutation. First, in mung bean. This mung bean has been developed by introducing mutation, and this mung bean is now resistant to yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew. The second example of mutation breeding is Abelmoschus esculenthus, common name bindi. Now this Abelmoschus esculenthus, resistant to yellow mosaic virus in bindi, was transferred from a wild species. The wild species of bindi or Abelmoschus esculenthus is having genes which is resistant to yellow mosaic virus, that was transferred into the variety of Abelmoschus esculenthus, and a new variety, a new species was developed which is known as Prabhani Kranti. Next, let us see how we can develop plants resistant to insect pest. Till now we were studying that how to develop disease resistant plant. Now how to make the plant resistant from insect pest. Now you know children that insect or the pest, insect pest also damages our crops a lot. Now what they have scientists done is, scientists have seen that these insects, what is their mode of attacking on the plant, and they have tried to change that. They have tried to change the morphological, biochemical and physiological characteristics of the plant, and when these characteristics of the plant are changed, naturally the insect will not attack the plant. Like for example, let us see hairy leaves in plants, means plants are developed with hair on the leaves. This made the plant resistant to jacid insect. Jacid is an insect in cotton and cereal leaf beetle in wheat. Second example, there is a insect known as sawfly. It is a stem borer. That means it goes inside the stem and of the wheat and destroys the wheat plant. What have we done? We have developed solid stem in wheat. Now when the stem of the wheat has become solid, it cannot bore into it, and obviously it is non-preferred by sawfly. So it is now not attacked by sawfly. So you can see how the scientists have changed the morphological or the biochemical characteristics of a plant to make it resistant to insect. Like for example, in cotton, smooth leaf and absence of nectar does not bring the bollworms near it. It repels the bollworms. Bollworms, they come near in cotton and destroy a lot. And they come on cotton plants only for nectar. So, absence of nectar, no bollworm. Then in maize, it has changed the biochemical part. Scientists have developed maize with high aspartic acid, low nitrogen and low sugar content. And that's why the stem borers do not attack maize now. Now children, the steps of breeding method will be the same that we have just studied. Let us see some of the varieties. Again, Brassica, variety Pusa Gaurav. It is resistant to insect aphids. Flat beans, two varieties of flat beans, Pusa Same 2 and Pusa Same 3. It is resistant to insect like jacid, aphids and fruit borer. And okra, that is bhindi, in this variety Pusa Savani and Pusa A4. It is resistant to insects, pests, which is attacking the shoot and the food borer. So this is how, by developing disease resistant to plants or by developing insect resistant plant, we have actually increased the crop production, because a lot of damage was done by these diseases or by the insects.